Buenos dias. All right, so I did this video this morning critiquing P-Brain, and so there's something I felt compelled to add to what was being discussed. And there's two things that I said that stuck out to me, and one is to prove all things and hold fast that which is true. Okay, so in regards to, for example, South Pole, there is no South Pole in the Bible at all. Okay, and so in regards, they're kind of connected in a sense that, hey, you can't prove South Pole in the Bible. But there's something, so I feel compelled to just talk a little bit about this. All right, in particular, what's written in the book of Job. Okay. So in the book of Job, let's do it this way. Let's keep it simple. Okay, in the book of Job, we see two things. Let's go north and south. So in the north, all right, so he stretches out the north over the empty place and hangs the earth upon nothing. All right, right there, that destroys heliocentrism. So let's get that out of the way. Anybody that argues in favor of heliocentrism, they're out. Okay, they're in fantasy land. All right, they're in outer space with the UFO aliens. Okay, forget about that. All right, let them be. Let them live their delusions. Now, for those of us that are desiring the truth and to understand, let me introduce this idea. I want to talk about this a little bit. He stretches out the north over the empty place. Okay, I guess real quickly, it's interesting that the compass will always point to the north. Okay. Now, the North Pole and magnetic north are not necessarily the same thing. Okay, so in theory, you could take your compass and walk up to, or take your boat to a particular point, and then walk around, like say it's this particular point. Imagine it's a tree, and your compass is going to point to this tree, and then you could walk all the way around it, and your compass is going to point to that tree the whole time. Or there's water there, so you theoretically take your boat and drive around this tree, and your compass is going to point to that tree. But the reality is, there's no particular place that you can do that. There's like a zone, and it's not from what I've read, now I should say that because I haven't actually been there. But from what I understand, there's actually just a zone area. You go so far north, and then your compass is ineffective. It doesn't work. Which is interesting. I don't know if people talk about it. I have not heard people talk about it. It's just interesting to me that there's this area. It's not a true circle, if you will. It's just a zone. And the compass is no good. Yeah, you go further out and the compass will point to the north. Okay. So he stretches out the north over the empty place. Okay. This, to me, indicates that this has to be, this is, how do I say this? This is consistent with a bumpy or flat earth. It's consistent with the world that we're in. Okay. Now, in Job chapter 9, verse 9, it says, which makes, I can't say that word, Arcturus, Orion, Pleiades, and the chambers of the south. All right, so I want to, the Bible says, rightly divide the word of truth. I want you to notice something here. All right? When you study this, you look at this, notice something. You notice this? Empty place, chambers, empty place. What's the difference? Does anything stand out to you? Place, chambers. Place, chambers. North, south. North, south. You notice something that sort of stands out? In the north, we have a place, singular. In the south, we have chambers, plural. North, singular. South, plural. North, empty place. South, chambers, plural. That's all I want. I just felt compelled to share that and to show that this is, when we go to study to show ourselves approved, when we go to rightly divide the word of truth, these are critical points in regards to when this discussion of the biblical earth, right? Let us hear the conclusion of the whole matter. Fear God and keep his commandments. This is the whole duty of man. I mean, you desire the truth, right? There's nothing more important than the truth. Then consider what we read here in the book of Job. North, empty place. South, chambers of the south. North, singular. South, plural. All right, that's it. That's all I got.